Hello everyone. Thank you for tuning into this video. In this video, I actually discuss um, how the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were addressed in historical newspapers. The articles I came across were actually quite interesting. In a nutshell, they basically cover what was expected of any Southerner in order to be elected to Congress during the Reconstruction era, the reaction to African Americans wanting to set up any celebration of the ratification of the 15th Amendment, and the reaction to how African American individuals would be received in terms of serving in Congress. In the first article that I came across, it was from just double checking here. But the first article was a July 1868 issue from the Baltimore Sun, which chronicled admitting a Florida senator into Congress during the Reconstruction era. And it was required that they pledged an oath to accept the 13th and 14th Amendments at the time, since the 15th Amendment hadn't come into the picture yet. But the article actually addressed central concerns that there were Southerners after the war that were just bluffing and were not sincere in their proclamations for accepting the amendments. The next article that I actually came across was from April 1870, also and all these articles are from the Baltimore Sun, but from April 1870 article contained a passage how the House of Representatives voted overwhelmingly to allow the Lions Hall and to be used for the celebration of the 15th Amendment by African Americans, and it was actually revoked. So that was seen as at the time as a racially controversial manner for a celebration in that capacity, if you will, for the passage of the 15th Amendment. But lastly, um, the last article that I wanted to focus on was from February 1870, and that was the debate over the eligibility of the Honorable or the Reverend Hiram Revels to be able to serve in Congress as the first African American senator in the history of the United States from the state of Mississippi. So basically, what was an issue was the question of his citizenship. The historical backdrop of that whole fiasco was none other than the Dred Scott decision, which many of you would already know. Basically, the held that African Americans were not citizens of the United States and nor could ever be citizens of the United States. So the 14th Amendment was ratified to counteract that horrible, probably the darkest ruling, in my opinion, in the history of the Supreme Court of the United States. So Southerners were trying to use that to prevent Hiram Revels from being able to take a Senate seat because he had not been so many years a citizen of the United States because of that Supreme Court ruling. And of course, the issue of birthright citizenship with immigration and whatnot is still very much an issue with us today on a side note. So those were some of the reactions I came across with the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments from historical newspapers. So that was a very interesting series of articles that I came across to help establish some context of what was going on in terms of racial matters during the Reconstruction era. So thank you all for watching, and God bless you all. Until next time.